Because of the obvious threat to untold numbers of citizens, and because of the crisis which is even now developing, this radio station will remain on the air day and night.
Officials and newsmen at first discounted those eyewitness descriptions as being beyond belief. However, the reports persisted.
Listen to them. Children of the night. What music they make.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Boogeyman Radio. I'm David, and right over here is my man, Mr. Fabulous Charles Fort.
Hello, everybody. Good to be here. Glad to have everybody here as well. Hello.
We got to come up with a nickname.
Yeah, we got to do something.
Something's going to stick. We'll just keep throwing darts.
Yeah, it's fine. Find something that sticks. Yeah, exactly like that.
Guys, we got a fun show for you. We're going to be talking about the government.
Well,
conspiracy show.
Yes.
They listen to us. They watch us. They know what we're doing at all times.
100%.
They can find you.
Now, before we get into all that, though,
yes.
How was your week?
My week's been good. I mean, it sucked in one aspect of that thing.
Oh.
You can't see it.
Well, what happened, Dave?
Too much light. I got nailed by a wasp.
What?
Yeah, apparently I'm allergic. I don't know.
Those
Not like definitely
pesky
allergic.
wasps. Well, wait, how do you know you're allergic to it?
Because my arm swelled up and got red.
It's a wasp.
That's an allergy to it. Yeah.
I
mean, it's worse than a little bump. Like it's spread all over.
Okay, I was going to say, I was like, to me, I thought swelling was normal with wasp stings.
Yeah. Okay, so the red wasps, whenever they sting me, like it's just a little bump.
Okay.
So this wasp was like black and yellow, like almost like a yellow jacket, but it wasn't as big as a yellow jacket.
Okay.
And it was more black than it was yellow. It was weird.
Yeah, I've seen those too. But yeah,
that bastard stuck it in there, and it dug around for a few seconds and broke its stinger off in me.
My worst ever wasp bite or sting. I was walking through the house getting ready for school, and we had a wasp problem around the house.
Uh-huh.
And there was two that landed like at the same spot, exactly where my foot was going. Got my heel, bro. Felt like I stood on a freaking nail. I honestly thought a nail went through my foot. Like I was in so much pain. And then I looked and it was like, oh, good, two wasps just right stuck. I'm like, I'm not going to school now.
You just have butt sex with two wasps.
Yeah. Like, nope, not gonna happen. Yeah, something like that. That's not happening now. But yeah, man, I'm sorry, bro. That sucks.
No, it was funny. It's like its pull-out game was weak because it left a stinger in me, and I didn't know the stinger was still in there for like a couple minutes before I actually sat down and looked at it, and I had to get some tweezers to pull it out. And but yeah, it dug around it apparently, and it left like this little divot. I don't know if you guys can't really see.
Nah, we can't really see it
right there. There's actually a hole in my arm. Like it's a noticeable hole. It's not like a little tiny prick.
You're a tiny prick. What? No, damn. All right, well that's not too fun.
But outside of that, like of course work, we're getting slammed and yada yada yada.
Oh, dude, same. But, work is insane for us right now too. But
my boss is on his second vacation of the month. Week-long vacation. Second week-long vacation of the month.
In summer or spring, or it's spring into summer? That's ridiculous.
So we had, like, in the town I work in, they have like a citywide yard sale, and they had like 400 some odd people participate in this thing. And at the end of the yard sale, they pack it all up and they bring it all to Goodwill.
Makes sense.
For those of you that don't know, I manage a Goodwill. But yeah, they bring it all there, and yeah.
Holy shit! No, I'm kidding. That would be
Fun
crazy.
Time. And that's how I got stung. It's because I was unloading somebody, and it was on the bag. Nailed me. It wasn't a hornet, although it did feel like it was like fucking fire.
I bet
probably
it did.
shouldn't say that word on YouTube, but it felt like fire.
Yeah, within 5 minutes of freaking being up here, yeah. of the video starting.
I got off to a good start.
Yeah.
Also, one other thing that's happened this week, today, at 5:00, my first video dropped on the Paratainment Review. So if you guys want to check that out after, tomorrow.
Yes.
If you're not going to join us on the After Dark, check it out after the show. Did a review of the Paranormal Files. And I will say this about that review. It was actually a pretty well-balanced review. There was some stuff I didn't like, stuff I did like. Check it out. Let me know if you agree with me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to watch it probably tomorrow. Yeah. But give it a shot, guys. Look, check it out. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait to watch it. Is this one that's part 1, part 2, or no?
No, it's just one full video.
Okay, cool. Gotcha.
Kelly said I was too nice.
You were too nice. Oh,
I was too nice. I called the guy a pedophile.
He did. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point.
I mean,
either remove that or get it taken down. You know what I mean?
No, he looked like a pedophile.
Free speech.
He really did. I'm not going to back down from that. Shave the mustache.
I wouldn't.
If he's watching, shave the mustache.
Just not working for you.
Some people shouldn't have mustaches.
True.
What's that saying? Not all pedophiles, all pedophiles have a mustache, but not everybody that has a mustache is a pedophile. Weird.
It's like all bourbons are whiskeys, but not all whiskeys are bourbon. Got it. In bar terms, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Sure. But no, the next one I'm going to be doing. Shit, I haven't even checked. Let me check. I can tell you guys what the next show I'm going to be doing.
Ooh, exclusive right here. Boom, boom. First to see it.
I set up a poll for everybody to vote on. I didn't close the poll yet.
Oh yeah.
So let me do this. Oop, got another. Nope. Okay. So I set up a poll between Conjuring Kesha, Paranormal Quest, and Deathwalker. And Deathwalker won.
Oh boy.
Oh, Kelly already commented like 33 minutes ago. I just seen your comment, Kelly.
Nice. Well, I mean, makes sense. She did say you were too nice.
Yeah. So she did watch it. I'm reading her comment on here.
What's it say? Tell everyone. I'm curious.
Right. I'm going to put Kelly on the spot.
Yes, we are.
Great start to this new adventure. These videos are way too long, in my opinion. I would never watch something this long. Okay, so never watching this guy's stuff before. It seems that they have an honest interest in what they are doing. I hope that they take some of your comments to heart and grow from it. Looking forward to the next video.
Nice.
Thank you, Kelly.
That is a great, well-rounded comment.
That is. Oh, wow. Got some new subs, too. Beautiful.
Very nice.
Beautiful. Even one from Germany.
Whoa, nice, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, real quick. Yesterday, went and saw Return of the Jedi episode 6.
I saw you posted that on Facebook.
Holy cow, man. It was like, I ever have thought that I'd be able to watch an original trilogy piece in the theaters.
Drink.
Didn't think that was ever going to happen. Huh?
Drink. Never have I ever.
Drink? Oh, yeah, there you go. So, the fact that I went and saw it, though, was awesome. Like,
I'm glad
hearing John Williams' score in the theater with that surround sound system is amazing. It brings a whole new perspective than what I like. Yeah, his score is already amazing. We already know that for the movie, but like it really, like, you know how theaters rely heavily on music and sound for their stuff. Holy cow, man! Like it really, I was feeling emotions from. So
just the score.
Yeah, like. Well, there'd be certain scenes happening that the score would play onto, and it enhances the effect of the scene. And it just made me feel the emotions that I hadn't felt in years from watching that scene.
Nice.
So, man, it was definitely an experience. And
I'm glad that met your standards.
oh, it did 100%. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was
Good deal.
really good.
Didn't waste.
But other than that, I didn't really have a lot of other things happen this weekend. But yeah.
All right. We'll see how that. We just knocked out 10 minutes of that. Hey, by the way, guys, we pitched it again last week. We're going to pitch it again tonight. If you haven't yet, stop over to hauntinghistory.threadless.com. Pick up a T-shirt. We got the Boogeyman Radio T-shirt right there in the middle. You can get your T-shirt there. It's on sale. They're only $15. At the very least, they're like $15. Depends on what threading type shirt you get. But anyway, all proceeds go to help out the show. So if you end up buying some merch, send us a picture on Facebook of you in the shirt. We'll post that on our show. We'll post it on our Facebook and give you a shout out. So yeah, guys, this awesome merch. I wore the shirt last week. Didn't wear it this week because you guys couldn't see me very well.
Yeah.
I looked like a floating head, basically, with a black shirt on, head and arms.
That's what I felt like last show. I had just my black hat and a black shirt and my beard. It was just like I was a red, like, I don't know. My red beard was just like bringing some distance on the shirt. So it just like I was.
That's why I got this blue light behind me. Like,
no, it makes sense, man. And I've got the contrast. I've got kind of like a yellowish hue light in my blue from my ring light. It's not doing too bad. It's playing pretty well. But
yeah, it's doing pretty good.
Yeah, but that's pretty damn good. But
pretty damn good. Also, real quick.
Yeah.
Just to let everybody know what happened on the After Dark last week, we were talking with Mr. Josh Hurd, and we found out something interesting. Josh has never been to the Crescent Hotel.
Ever.
Yeah.
And if you yourself have never been to the Crescent Hotel, go seek help. Go to the Crescent Hotel. Spend time at the Crescent Hotel. When you walk into that place, you step back in history. Okay? It is just amazing. And if you can help visualize things with your own imagination, just stand there and think about what it would have been like back in the early days, like the certain how people were dressed and the atmosphere and the natural piano playing and just the crackling wood of the fire, the wind against the window, like just the ambiance of people just talking as they come and go, with subtle laughter in the background. Like, just get into it. It's an awesome place.
Let it get all into you.
Yeah, I mean,
because you will feel the energy of that place. I guarantee you will.
Yes, especially, oh my gosh, especially at night when there's nobody there. Like, everybody's in their rooms. That was the biggest, like, going back and watching the video, I love that part of the video where we just come out of our room and it's just quiet.
Yeah.
It is straight, dead quiet. When all day it's busy, bustling, like, it's just, it's not chaos, but it's pretty busy. What's up, Josh? So... yes, very interesting.
So we told Josh, and I think we're going to have to figure out what date to do this on, but
yes,
we're going to take Josh to the Crescent Hotel.
Yes.
Not that Josh, but Josh Hurd.
Yes.
We're going to take
him to experience the Crescent Hotel.
We got to take him out there. So if we do, we got to vlog it as well.
Oh, yeah.
So that'll be something to look forward to later this year. Was it last year?
November. What? We went in February, I thought. We went in like a February.
I don't remember when we went. I thought it was.
I can't either. It was colder. I know that.
Yeah.
It wasn't like super cold, but it was on the chillier side.
Yeah. But that's something we got to do again this year.
We'll vlog
it.
Maybe we'll see some familiar faces, hopefully.
We should rent Dr. Baker's penthouse suite.
Let's do it. Or all three of us combined, we can afford that.
Yeah. We should do it. 2 nights. But, all right, let's jump into the show. We've obviously went a little long on that. All right.
Sorry, guys. Just catching up on details. Just want to fill you guys in, you know.
Hang on a second. People trying to message me. I'm like, I'm doing the radio show right now.
Look at that show. Gosh dang it. Leave us alone. I've got mine on silent.
So is mine. It's just vibrating. It's gonna turn into Arnold.
Silent.
The show.
Yeah, I can't hear a dang thing.
Idiot. Don't do that. So, speaking of the show, wonder how often the government actually listens to us. Like,
I'm gonna say it's quite often.
Words, you think?
Oh yeah, that's 100% a thing. So a certain group, starting with an N, had a program, and I think it's called Project Skid Row, where it's
18 in life.
No, right? Where its staff can go through and search through all sorts of personal data with just keywords. So that is 100% a thing.
They're looking for the youth gone wild.
Nice.
I'm not going to stop at these Skid Row puns.
See what you did there. Nice.
Yeah, it's all monkey business.
But you fuck. That hurts. But I mean,
what are we going to
That's
do?
good. That's fun.
Late to the grind, man.
I know. It's Keith ass. Anyways, that is 100% a thing, and it's actually not supposed to be a thing because,
that's how they remember you.
Our Fourth Amendment.
I'm sorry. Okay, now I'm going to stop the Skid Row stuff. Yeah, no, like if you look at social media, even like we were talking about this briefly before the show.
Yes,
they target you. They
100%.
monitor. Like, and it's not even the government that's able to do this. It's the social media sites. It's Google,
corporations.
Yeah,
all corporations. Let's put it this way: the biggest thing how you know about this, like to me, this is one of the biggest examples that I remember hearing about. Look at YouTube. Let's turn to YouTube real quick. We have a recommended section, right? That's because YouTube is tied to a lot of different search stuff, search engines.
Google.
And it takes all the things that you have looked at in your past, in your history, and it formulates what should be in your recommended section. It's things that you are most likely recommended to watch based off of your data.
Yes.
They're always watching and listening.
Let's go with federal agencies for now. We'll come back to the social media and stuff like that. But
sure.
I was
just leading into that.
Right. And it's not even just like Google and stuff, but there's 3 agencies in particular that are using social media to monitor everybody and target people. And that's the Department of Homeland Security, the FBI, and the State Department.
Yep.
Although there's other federal agencies that are monitoring, including the Drug Enforcement and the DEA. And believe it or not, the Postal Service.
Oh, yeah.
They monitor social media platforms.
So here's a big one, too, from Twitter when Elon Musk bought Twitter, right?
Uh-huh.
A bunch of different Twitter files were dropped. In one of the Twitter files, it was found out that the FBI had a group of employees working at Twitter, a little FBI subdivision inside of Twitter, monitoring and taking down people's posts and accounts.
The whole disinformation service.
You
can't say that.
People that are not for free speech that own other social media platforms are doing the same thing with the current government. Why do you think so-and-so head was given millions of dollars?
Are you talking about
the elections?
The same sites that restricted moi recently?
And has
times.
restricted me in the past as well?
Yeah.
Interesting. I wonder why. I wonder why.
So why do federal agencies monitor
American
social media?
Sorry.
That's one. They're un-American. Number two, how about we'll start with the obvious ones. Investigations.
Yeah.
So law enforcement agencies monitor social media to assist with criminal and civil investigations, some of which may not require a prior showing of criminal activity. Without any factual basis, FBI agents can open a type of inquiry called an assessment if they have an authorized purpose, like preventing crime or terrorism, during which they can carry out searches of publicly available online information. Now, that last bit right there at the end is the key. It's publicly available online information. So anything you post on your Facebook page, if it's set up for public and not friends, it's like walking on the sidewalk and getting your picture taken.
Yeah.
You're on public property, they can take your picture still.
Yes. Absolutely. Why do you think facial surveillance is a big problem?
Yeah. TikTok right now is kind of in limbo because of the Chinese government apparently using that to collect information on people.
Is it banned in China?
I'm not sure.
I could have sworn TikTok was banned in China.
I wouldn't be surprised because even like they control everything, even from what you see on TV. Like during this whole gender thing, like they came out and said there could not be any feminine men on TV.
They didn't want any. Did not want any feminine style men on TV. Yep.
So subsequent investigative stages, which require some factual basis, open the door for more invasive surveillance tactics, such as monitoring and recording of chats, direct messages, and other private online communications in real time. ICE agents can look at public social media content as well as operate undercover online to monitor private online communications, basically your DMs.
Yeah.
But the circumstances under which the latter is permitted are not publicly known. So they probably have the green light on all of it because they're not going to come out and tell us why. It's like they're given a universal warrant.
Yeah.
You know,
their universal warrant is claiming, well, this person could be a foreign agent or could be messing with foreign countries. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We need to surveillance them.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why it would be okay for someone to be spying on someone is if they were a foreign agent or of a foreign power, or no, it's just foreign people, like people that come over from other countries, whether they're foreign agents or not, and then foreign agents of power. Those two specifics are definitely like always monitored at all times.
Yes,
but they're not supposed to be monitoring us.
Right. It's like if we were to have like this civil war or whatever, our military cannot attack.
Oh, Dave, you just said a keyword. YouTube's going to dock us right there.
What, for military?
No, civil war.
Oh.
Careful. You got to be careful what you say nowadays, Dave.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So
Insensitive.
if that happens, like our own government, they're not allowed to use our own military against us. They're not supposed to be able to do that. What would happen, though, is UN troops would come in and do it.
Yes.
And they would tell our military, back off.
Yep.
You're
happen. Part of NATO, back off.
Yep. That's why, I mean, you have Russia training in the United States. You have UN soldiers training in the United States. Chinese are even training in, well, not the United States. I think they're training in Canada.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
Probably
did you hear about the Chinese police?
Yes.
Yes, I did. Stopped in, where was it? New York?
New York City.
Yeah.
Yep. It was a fake police station that was run by the Chinese government.
Yeah.
It's a real thing. It really happened.
Here's the thing, too. People don't realize our southern border is way open. And people are coming in from all sorts of nations.
Mm-hmm.
Just coming across. No big deal. And they're waiting for Title 42 to expire, and then there's going to be a lot more.
Yeah.
Anyways, Because with that, then you can't really monitor where or who.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to monitoring.
So there's also threat detection. FBI agents can monitor public social media postings even without opening an assessment or other investigation.
Yep.
Various components within DHS, including its Office of Intelligence and Analysis, also monitor social media, aiming to identify potential threats of violence or terrorism. So, and that probably goes in hand with the next couple ones that I'll read too. But you said it earlier, keywords. They have an automated program where you could type in keywords or you could say certain words and it will red flag it.
Yep.
And like what happened to me recently, whenever I brought up the Paratainment review, everybody's like hyping it up, like, oh yes, we need this, and all that. And I was getting hyped up. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna burn this MFer down.
Oh yeah.
Like I got flagged because that was inciting violence.
I got flagged because I was talking about Pepsi flavored Peeps on someone's post. I was like, yeah, I wanted to burn the store down, and they flagged me for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, oh my god, you guys are too literal. Calm down.
Yeah.
Like it's 100% just ridiculousn's.
And then another of my posts, it was more, I think, the imagery.
Probably
they didn't like what the topic was about. They didn't want to. Let's not bring that up again, huh?
Sensitive, are we?
But again, they monitor the keywords. They have an algorithm based off of built to do that. And even when I got my thing on Facebook, it said the algorithm flagged this content. So, yeah, I mean,
ridiculousness.
You can't do or say nothing without getting noticed.
No.
And even if they don't like shut you down, they're watching. They'll take notice of it.
You get 3 strikes.
Yep. Another one would be situational awareness. The government also uses social media to provide an ear to the ground when coordinating a response to breaking events. A range of DHS offices, including the Office of Operation Coordination and Planning, Customs and Border Protection, and Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, they keep tabs on a broad list of websites and keywords being discussed on social media.
Yep.
So certain websites, certain keywords.
Well, and this is kind of weaving into something else a little bit, but we've been monitoring other nations for years.
Oh, yeah.
With surveillance.
Oh, yeah.
I know someone who, I personally know someone, he recently started talking about this, but he literally worked for NSA and was at a specific location and listening to Russian communications.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool to hear. That was someone's mission the entire, that was pretty cool. But it's a pretty well-known thing.
And you have to,
every country's doing it. It's not just America. Every single country is monitoring each other or its citizens.
You have to suspect that this was happening way back in the 50s. Even
at least
when they had the operator plug-in and stuff like that. That would be so easy to have.
True.
And listen in.
Where it really started was in the 60s.
Yeah, as time changed, obviously their techniques and everything's going to get better just as well.
Actually, real quick, I actually have some examples of early 1920s, I think is what it said.
Okay.
Let me see here. Make sure this is right. Okay. So Black Chamber was a specific. So this article is just a brief history of U.S. government spying on citizens. So this article or this company was called Black Chamber. It's basically its secrets. And Herbert O. Yardley, he was the head of it, and he later revealed the secrets coming forward as a whistleblower. So he said, what many consider a predecessor of the NSA began in the 1920s when a group of Army codebreakers working under the friendly-sounding moniker Black Chamber began a project to spy on other nations' communications. Black Chamber's chief was Herbert O. Yardley, considered to be one of the greatest cryptologists of all time. The idea was to monitor international telegraphs as they were sent to and from the U.S. in search of anything that could affect national security, but first they had to get those telegraphs so they could. So they asked the president of major telegraph companies if they could see them, and Western Union was happy to comply. So Yardley later wrote, after the men had put all our cards on the table, President Carleton of Western Union seemed anxious to do everything he could for us. They were more than willing to work with them and spy on other people. And then there was some in 1945, but I could say that example for another time, but it's just like that was supposed to be one of the first instances of spying.
Well, I'm not surprised they jumped on that endeavor, because I mean, then you get like government funding for other projects and programs.
It shows that you can work well with the government and they trust your secrecy.
Yeah.
Like they're willing to shell more money out for it. Like,
yeah, you're going to get paid. They're going to get their information. I mean, it's win-win for both. And, companies nowadays that people are like, oh, that's hush-hush kind of stuff like Blackwater. And you can't really fault them for working with the government, because the government's going to throw a shit ton of money at them.
Or blackmail them.
Or that. And then they'll just,
they'll do the money thing first, and then if they really want your company, they'll come after you any way they can.
Like, you've violated these regulations and all this, so now we're gonna take your stuff.
Assassinations actually exist. I'm just saying.
What? It's only in the Bourne.
It's a real thing. Like hiring people to assassinate people, like that's real. But fine.
Yeah.
Just keep living in fantasy land.
Right. So also something you might not have known about when it comes to social media and monitoring on there, that the FBI and DHS both hire private companies to conduct social media monitoring on their behalf. So they're contracting people that are not affiliated with the government to monitor social media.
Gee, makes sense.
One firm that was awarded a contract with the FBI in 2020 to scour social media and proactively identify national security and public safety related events. The use of private firms raises concerns about transparency and accountability. Contractors are not subject to freedom of information laws, nor to many of the same legal or institutional constraints as public agencies, obscuring how monitoring is being carried out. So, yeah, if they're using like a secondary company, a private company, they don't have to release any information.
Right. And if you have a specific, if we don't talk about it and you want to say something about it, write down in the chat any specific instances of government or corporation spying on other people that you'd like to talk about. You can talk about it here. It's no big deal.
And if you've been banned on Facebook or TikTok or Twitter or whatever, tell us why.
Fight the man. I mean, and that's what they did in the 60s. They were spying on anti-Vietnam war activists. Mm-hmm. So people like Dr. King, people like Muhammad Ali, and other people that just stood up against the Vietnam. Like I have a feeling, I'm just saying, I have a feeling that if we go to war, technically we already are because there's troops there that aren't supposed to be there, but I have a feeling that if we do get dragged into this, there's going to be a lot of peace war marches.
Yeah.
I have that feeling. And
whenever I was talking about the having private contracts with companies, we were talking earlier about Google and YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah.
Those are private companies. Those contracts would be private.
Absolutely.
So the information, they don't have to share that So that's like their legal loophole, especially when you see Zuckerberg and Senate all the time, because they're going after him for allowing information and disinformation to be passed around and
We
sold
paid you this money.
and sold to other companies. Because you could talk about umbrellas for the next 2 minutes, talking about umbrellas. Oh, it's going to rain. Maybe I should get an umbrella.
Hey,
Watch your Facebook.
there's gonna be
feed.
storms. Umbrellas are fantastic, guys. We should go buy some umbrellas. Buy some umbrellas right now, and then I'm gonna check some websites here in a minute, see if I get some umbrella.
Yeah. refresh your phone feed on Facebook after a few minutes, and I guarantee you'll see something about umbrellas. Umbrellas are nice. Just don't open up indoors.
Yeah, because that's really bad luck. Apparently.
Yep. All right. So what are some other ways that they can monitor you besides social media? We kind of hinted on the phone call thing. We did talk a little bit about it. Your camera, your web camera.
Yep.
That's a big one. So yeah, this is something that people probably don't realize is like, not only can the government, but anybody that's good at hacking can hack your webcams. They can hack the camera on your phone. In fact, there was a period of time there where some hackers were taking pictures of people through their webcam while they were naked. They're able to pull the images of people through their webcams, and then they sometimes will copy their social media accounts and make new ones with their identities and stuff like that. You can go out and buy that little piece that goes over your webcam to keep it from happening. And if you're not convinced that they can actually use your webcam, consider this. Former FBI Director James Comey has admitted to covering up his own laptop's webcam because he knows.
Yep.
Another one. This one you probably didn't even realize. Another way to monitor you. Well, if you take prescription medication, you might be part of the prescription drug monitoring program. PDMPs are state-sponsored electronic databases that track controlled substances doled out by doctors. While having your meds monitored by the government may seem invasive, they're meant to help doctors identify when prescription drugs are being abused, according to the Center for Disease Control. And that's not the only agency that's keeping track of it, too. The FDA has announced plans back in 2019 to build a large-scale database of information about prescription drugs, including who is taking them, who prescribed them, and how it's all turning out. So your identity's being tracked there, as far as like what ails you, what you're taking for it. And so like if you rise up, I mean, they may like screw up your medication and you take something and it's an easy way to off somebody. How about buying and using the DNA testing kits? I mean, I think that's kind of obvious. You're not obvious, but obvious. If that makes sense. Like you're giving them the information to track your entire ancestry. Even your DNA, you're giving them your damn DNA.
Yep.
So I mean, there's that. Driving by the surveillance cameras at any traffic light, or some of the stores, they can actually access their surveillance cameras. Sometimes it goes awry. Like they do use it to like catch speeders and stuff like that. But there was a man in China who was ticketed for talking on his phone while driving when he didn't even have a phone in his hand. Basically, he was scratching it, and those cameras caught him with his hand up to his face, and he got a ticket for that. So, I mean, they're kind of dumb. There was a show years ago on CBS. It was basically 8 teams. Each team was a pair, 2 people on each team. and they had to evade being caught. They had like a 3-state area, like Georgia, South Carolina, and Florida, that they could go to, and they had to evade like law enforcement for until the last one's caught, and whoever was the last one won. But they had people that worked with the FBI, the Border Patrol, and all this tracking these people, and they were showing like how they access the traffic cameras and all that. Like they were showing everything. And basically what the show was how to evade the police. If you want to get away with something, this is how you do it. I guess they realized that after the season was over. The way the last person ended up getting away was they went out into the swamps, middle of the freaking swamps, where there's no cell phone, no cameras, no nothing. It was them out there. Police couldn't get out to them. So, yeah. Kelly says, my son gave me a DNA kit for Christmas one year.
Yeah, I took one. I don't care.
So my crime street would have to be put on hold.
I did it for my sister, and I did it because I wanted to know my heritage. Screw it.
Can't do anything without being seen somehow. Can't get away with murder anymore.
I'll die. Eventually.
You know, I do not do this at home or where you live. I am YouTube, I am in no way saying I'm going to do this. I'm just saying this is something I thought about. Disclaimer, do not do this, guys.
Yeah,
so I thought about if I were to rob a bank, how I would do it and get away.
Mm-hmm.
Get into makeup, doing special effects makeup. Wear tattooed sleeves, make a fake nose, wear contact lenses, alter your appearance. Rob the bank, leave the bank, take the crap off.
And what's going to happen is now someone's going to do that, and they're like, oh shit, this guy named Dave totally came up with this idea.
The other thing
probably him.
The other thing you could do is have washable paint on your car. So when you take off, go to a car wash, wash it off.
That's ridiculous.
And if you're a mechanic, build a little plate flipper.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good, too. Those are always What did I say that first? Was that Fast and Furious? Something like that?
James Bond.
James Bond. Oh, good point. Yeah, good point.
I mean, if you're quick about it and you plan it all out right.
Yeah. Pretty easy. Pretty easy.
Just saying.
All right, go to the next one.
All right. The other one, obviously, when you're purchasing a gun, going to the airport, when you fly, the TSA is always, trying to get their fingers all up in you. But even the websites you go to, they spy on your IP address. They view the websites you go to. If you go to a government website, they have access to your computer.
Yeah.
Like they have full-blown access to your computer if you visit a .gov site.
Yep.
So be careful, guys. Use somebody else's computer when you do that.
I'm screwed. It's fine. No, man, it's pretty bad, especially like during the Snowden files and all that stuff. Like what he brought for the Snowden files, what he brought forward of how much spying they did on American citizens.
It's an eye-opener.
Dude, absolutely. Like, let's see here.
And he still won't come back. They're like, oh, yeah, we're not going to do anything to you.
No. Okay. Is he still over in Russia? Is that it? Well, at least we think he's in Russia.
Yeah, he's still out of the country.
So, real quick, I wanted to talk about a couple things that I wrote down before we get out of here. So there's a building. This is actually talked about by the Y-Files, but I wanted to put, not heavy emphasis, but just talk about it too. I didn't know about this, but because of them, I did. There's an AT&T building in New York, and it's said that it's supposed to be a NSA mass surveillance building. Now, this place doesn't have any windows at all.
That's weird.
No windows. It is straight, just up and down. A lot of residents call it, I think it was like the Long Line building. long lines building, something like that, because of just the amount of like line formations that just go straight up. Now, at the top of the building, it seems like there are some vents around it, and then there's a FCC satellite on top of it too, which means it can link up to like space satellites and stuff like that. So it's supposed to get a lot of, which I mean, AT&T does. Don't they have space capabilities? Like they have other.
Yeah, they have a lot of. They have satellites. So
Yeah. Okay. So
and they have to deal with all like mobile carriers have to deal with the Federal Communications.
So here's the crazy thing. So they find out that this building down in New York, its code word name for the NSA is lithium. And in a guidebook or a travel guidebook for like government officials, it is said that a building that is a massive supply depot for data, essentially, is guarded by an agent or code name lithium.
Huh.
And NSA's code name for AT&T building is lithium. Well, here's the other thing. Less than 2 blocks away is an FBI headquarters.
Maybe
it's not headquarters, but just a place like FBI. Yeah. Interesting. Oh, yeah, and this place is also meant to survive nuclear blasts. It is built to survive nuclear blasts.
I'm going to assume that it's storing a lot of information and calls.
Yeah, well, absolutely. So some of the information that I've gathered. Oh, sorry. This building is called Titan Point, but the NSA's thing is, okay, cool. Anyways, so this secret project called Project X in the 1960s took place, and they were coming up with an idea to build a building that could survive nuclear blasts and stuff like this. So this building was built in 1969 and was completed in 1974. It has no exterior lighting either. So during the day, it blends into the gray background of city skies. At night, it's like a dark, invisible shadow. You don't really see the building at all. It's just dark in the area. So it's practically invisible. And in some of the documents that were released with Snowden, they actually talk about how they made that on purpose. It wasn't an accident. So they're able to hack phones, phone calls, faxes, and internet data. Supposedly they've targeted the UN, World Banks, and IMF, and it's been used to spy on at least 38 countries. So AT&T allowed NASA access to billions of clients' emails, phone metadata, and other things. They could look up keywords like what we talked about. Legally, they're only supposed to look up foreign nations, but they still have all that technology that's there to spy on us. Think about I think it was the first or second Batman. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was the second one, where Batman taps into all the city's security cameras, the city's personal phones, like citizens' phones, like able to triangulate where the Joker might be. And he's trying to use an excuse of why it's for good. Well, if it got into the wrong hands, that could be a horrible thing.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely, 100%.
It just because the technology is there and they say they're only going to use it on foreign adversaries doesn't mean they're not going to use it on us. You can't shop, put your gas in a car, travel, or communicate with people without someone watching. I understand the need to watch for terrorists, but how far is too far for Big Brother? Exactly. Just invasion of personal privacy.
And if you ever needed any more reason to not shop at Walmart, just think about every time you use the self-checkouts, that camera that's watching you, they're saving the information of what you bought.
Yep.
And they have your picture.
Yep.
Just maybe 20 minutes from me, there's a Walmart building. It's not a Walmart, but it's Walmart owned. It's a building that has underground tunnels, and it actually is a big computer system that's in that building, and it is bomb proof.
Yeah.
And part of it is underground. You can't. I've been within the gates just a couple times back when I delivered pizzas, because the security guard would, order pizzas, but like it's fenced in with razor wire, everything. Like they have security, they buzz you in, buzz you out. Yeah.
Yeah, and Kelly, you're absolutely right. We live in a completely different time now, but yeah, Dave. I mean, think about this: the government. It's always been in conspiracy theory rounding that when you start to see, what is it? Certain camps go up in Walmarts. What is it called? FEMA camps.
Yeah, I remember
FEMA camps started. Yeah. Which traveling around, I started finding out down in Texas, down in Brownsville, there was a Walmart converted into a FEMA camp.
And in Oklahoma.
Interesting how that's working, huh? They turn these places into fortresses.
Oh yeah.
It's nuts.
Anymore, like when people come out about conspiracy, like they're labeled conspiracy theorists, there's always some kind of truth that backs that up. And even what's sad now is that like conspiracies have been not so mainstream, but like everybody's caught on to things. But even some of the people that haven't caught on, like with this being spied on, there's some people that'll be like, oh, they're not going to watch you. Why would they want to watch you?
Right.
Why would I want to do something, that would, I'm not going to say it without, because I don't want to get us flagged. Right. But let's say I wanted to, take a hockey stick to somebody. Trying to think of,
give them an inch and they'll take a mile.
But whenever our own government comes out and says, yeah, we do this, or a whistleblower comes out and says, yeah, we do this, I don't want to say nobody. There's a lot of people out there that don't believe it.
Yeah. It's amazing, isn't it?
Like they've been blind. So programmed to...
It's blind ignorance. This is the number one thing that I hear people say is blind ignorance. Yeah. Like, so when you just ignore it and you think it all just goes away.
Yeah.
How can you do that?
It's not bothering me. So it's not, well, not yet. Just wait.
Like, I don't watch it. I don't pay attention to it because it doesn't concern me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Are you saying the worst inflation in the world doesn't concern you? Absolutely, it concerns you.
Or on this topic, spying doesn't concern you?
Spying doesn't concern you? We're the ones that let it get this far, you got. Like, well, not us, but like people older. But if we commit the same mistakes, they're just going to keep taking more, and we're going to lose more.
Yeah. I mean, they're monitoring our bank account.
How it's going to happen. Yeah, they can shut down your bank account like that. Look at any celebrities that tend to go right leading or whatever, or start speaking some truth, and then it's just like, oh, you're cut off from all your
blacklisted from
Hollywood. You're blacklisted. You're cut off from all your sponsors, all your agents, like whatever agent you had. Like there are great actors from the '90s and early 2000s that are completely blacklisted and will never work in Hollywood ever again because of their ideas. Yeah. Like, because they stand up and say, no, I don't want to get something that hasn't been tested yet. Mm-hmm. They get blacklisted and shamed for it.
You could kind of say there for a while, Matthew McConaughey did.
Yeah.
He went dark for a while. You never heard or see anything from him.
Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle, yeah, he took off to Africa.
Like, the only reason why Netflix is supporting him is because he still makes good money just roasting liberals.
Yep.
like he brings in, like, Netflix, like, they kind of started to see, well, maybe we shouldn't go too woke here. Like, let's keep a little bit, because he's clearly a big name still, and he's funny as hell.
Yeah.
Like, no one should be safe in comedy ever. It's comedy. They're making jokes. No one should be safe.
I feel bad for like the NSA agents that are monitoring videos.
Oh my God.
That's a guy that's got like fetishes, like really messed up fetishes. Like,
so what is it?
You gotta watch them.
The FBI agent that just heard my phone call conversation between me and my girlfriend. Just That stuff was so funny, man.
Yeah.
Good memes.
Well,
But
they can join us on the After Dark then too.
yeah, absolutely.
You're invited, government. Come join us on the After Dark.
They're gonna show up no matter what, especially if we keep talking trigger words.
Yep. And you folks, Kelly, Josh, anybody else that watches, you're more than welcome to join us on the After Dark tonight. We're gonna play some games.
Yeah.
Even more reason to join our Patreon. You can play some games with us.
Yes.
And yeah.
And look forward to hopefully some some things happening in the future. Hopefully some more freedom so we can go do more things. I still want to make that little trip down to some Civil War battle sites and go check those. I still want to do that. But I got to get my car in the shop. I've got some issues going on with that. So got an appointment on Saturday.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it all turns out well.
I hope so too, man. It kind of scared me the other day. It got pretty loud, and my roommate felt it. Like he thinks it's the front right wheel. So either way, I'm taking it in Saturday, and hopefully I can figure out what's wrong with it.
Awesome.
Hopefully.
Get it done as soon as possible.
Exactly.
Well, folks, I know it seemed like a short show. We still got 4 minutes. We can kind of BS for a little bit.
Well,
no, you're talking about how it's been getting busy and stuff like that. Like I've not, outside of doing that Paratainment review, like I have not had any, like it's weird. Like I've not had any inkling to do any investigating or get out and do anything. Like I
make videos.
Yeah, I work
Trust
too
me,
much.
I get it.
It's been like, I gotta push myself. I've been listening to some Jordan Peterson and
with me working, I like with how much I go at work, I don't want to do anything when I get home. I want to relax.
I bought some alcohol the other day. I was like, on the way home, I'm like, I'm going to stop by Walmart, grab some alcohol, and then I'm going to, have a few drinks and go to bed. By the time I got home, got inside, sat down in my chair, I'm like, I don't want to do anything.
Yeah. My social battery just goes out the window, and it's like, nah, I'm going to chill.
Yeah, as soon as I get about halfway home driving, I'm like, I'm just going to lay down.
Yeah, makes total sense.
Oh, they just catching up with me. Oh, God.
Hey, we got one life. Enjoy it while you can, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping with the Paratainment review like this, I'm hoping it blows up. I think it will. But once it starts getting up there, I think at that point, I'm probably going to get back into the whole documentary thing.
People will be intrigued to see what you do for bigger channels. That's for sure. I can't wait to see that shit too.
Yeah, like I said, this first one wasn't too bad. A lot of these videos, they're probably not going to be like me going, "Oh, what a stupid ass!" Like, I
know. I'm just saying, like, you're afraid that, or you're afraid. You're going to keep it professional, somewhat.
I don't know.
That's why I said kind of. It's going to be somewhat professional. You're not going to be like, well, this person's a fucking asshat. Well, you did call someone a pedophile.
Yeah. I should have some drinks before I do that. Film those.
That would be funny. Make that like your super secret cut or something.
Yeah.
You don't want to know what alcohol me said? Here, join me on Patreon.
Yeah, I thought about that too. Like at some point, maybe just doing like a for Patreon, just releasing a full cut, like the entire thing. Just drop it on there. So that's something I might do. Yeah.
For my alternate ego's take.
You guys get to see what I didn't put in the edit for YouTube. Some of the stuff that I said that I probably should have. Because I mean, that happens a lot.
Well.
Yes.
Oh, well.
Yes. Oopsie. But, all right, guys, we are going to jump over to the After Dark. If you've seen me playing like some of the games on the channel, I did some test runs on here. Had some fun on there, so we're going to do that on the After Dark. So if you want to join us on After Dark, you can play games with us. Yeah, you can join us in some gameage.
Absolutely.
And on top of that, we're going to let our hair down. At least I am.
Mine's already down.
Yeah. So you don't want to miss that. And if you got a drink, bring it with you.
Definitely.
Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Next week, we are planning another conspiracy show, but with a twist. We're going to have another roundtable, but it's going to be conspiracy based. It's going to be awesome. A conspiracy roundtable discussion.
It'd be nice.
We don't know who the guests are yet. We're going to schedule them here soon.
We're working on it.
Yes, but you won't want to miss. Could be some new faces, maybe some familiar faces. Who knows? Yeah.
Goodbye.
So that's it. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time right here on Boogeyman Radio. Peace out.
Bye, everybody.